Right now, someone is living rent-free in your head. Maybe it is someone you love. Maybe it is someone who said something weird to you 3 weeks ago. Maybe it is a stranger you passed on the street and will never see again. But they are there, taking up space, using your energy, and you have absolutely no idea why you cannot get them out. Here's the strange part. You are not broken. You are not obsessed. You are not weak. You are doing exactly what your brain was built to do. Because for most of human history, thinking about other people was not a distraction. It was survival. Your brain is a social prediction machine. It has been running that program for 2.5 million years. And it is not about to stop now just because you have things to do. Psychologist Robin Dunbar spent decades studying the size of primate brains relative to their social group sizes. What he found was startling. The neocortex, the wrinkled outer layer of your brain responsible for complex thinking, does not scale with the environment. It scales with social complexity. The bigger the social group, the bigger the brain. Not to process the landscape, to process the people in it. Dunbar called this the social brain hypothesis, and it completely reframes what intelligence actually is. You did not evolve a large brain to solve puzzles or build tools. You evolved it to track relationships, to remember who helped you, who betrayed you, who owes you something, who is watching you right now. Think about what your ancestors actually faced. Every single day, they woke up inside a group of roughly 150 people. Dunbar's number. That is the cognitive ceiling your brain was built around. 150 people whose moods, alliances, intentions, and loyalties you had to track simultaneously. Get that wrong, and you got excluded. And exclusion back then was not embarrassing. It was lethal. So your brain built an entire system around it. Neuroscientists call it the default mode network, the DMN. It is a set of brain regions that activate when you are not doing anything in particular. When you are resting. When you are daydreaming. When you are staring out a window. And what does it do during all that idle time? It thinks about people. It runs social simulations. It replays conversations. It imagines scenarios. It obsessively models the inner lives of everyone around you. You think you are resting. Your brain is rehearsing. Researcher Matthew Lieberman at UCLA has called this the social default. His research showed that the moment your brain is not focused on a task, it automatically pivots toward thinking about other minds, about relationships, about what other people are thinking, feeling, wanting. It does not wait to be asked. It just starts. Because for most of your evolutionary history, that was the most important work there was. This is why you replay arguments in the shower. This is why you lie awake reconstructing a conversation from 6 years ago, wondering what you should have said differently. This is why you catch yourself building entire imaginary dialogues with people who are not in the room. Your brain is not torturing you. It is training you. It is running simulations so that next time in the real social world, you are ready. But it goes deeper than that. Your brain does not just track other people. It tracks what other people think of you. Researchers call this the reputational tracking system. It is ancient. It is relentless. And it is why you care so deeply about things that rationally you should not care about at all. Someone you will never see again gave you a look on the subway. You are still thinking about it 4 hours later. Why? Because your ancestors' survival depended on reputation. A good reputation meant allies. It meant shared food. It meant protection. It meant a mate. A bad reputation could get you cast out. And so your brain learned to obsess over even the tiniest social signals. Even from strangers. Even when the stakes are zero. Because back then, there were no stakes or zero situations. Psychologist Nicholas Epley at the University of Chicago has studied what he calls mind reading, the human tendency to constantly infer the mental states of others. His work shows that this is not something you consciously choose to do. It is automatic, involuntary, deeply embedded. You see a face, and your brain instantly generates a theory about what is happening inside that skull. You do not decide to do it. It just happens, faster than conscious thought. This is why characters in movies feel real to you. Why you cry when a fictional person dies. Why you get angry at a villain who does not exist. Your social brain does not distinguish cleanly between real people and simulated people. It just sees minds, and it starts modeling them. And here is the twist that changes everything. All that mental energy you spend thinking about other people, all those simulations, rehearsals, replays, imaginary conversations. It is not wasted. It is the mechanism behind your most sophisticated ability. Empathy. Theory of mind. The capacity to understand that other people have inner lives that are different from yours. That what they want, fear, believe, and feel is a whole world you cannot directly access, but can try to understand. That ability is rare in nature. Most animals do not have it. Even our closest primate relatives have only a rudimentary version. But you have it in full. And you have it because your ancestors, who were the best at social thinking, survived. They built the coalitions. They read the room. They knew when to speak and when to stay quiet. They understood that the most dangerous thing in their environment was not a predator. It was a person, a wronged person, an envious person, a person who had decided you were not worth protecting. So you inherited their obsession. And now you live in a world with 8 billion people, and social media, and comment sections, and push notifications telling you what strangers think of you in real time. And your ancient social brain is running the same program it always ran, just on a scale it was never designed for. 150 people. That is what it was built for. Not 8 billion. Not follower counts. Not viral moments that put your reputation in front of a global audience overnight. No wonder you cannot put your phone down. No wonder you care what the comments say. No wonder a single critical reply from a stranger can ruin your whole afternoon. Your brain is treating it exactly the way it was trained to treat it, as a threat to your standing, as a signal that you need to repair something, fast. But here is what knowing this actually gives you. Distance, not from people, but from the noise. When you catch yourself spiraling into a social replay, reconstructing a conversation, worrying what someone thinks, imagining a future confrontation, you can recognize it for what it is. Not irrationality, not weakness. Ancient machinery doing its job in a world it was never built for. Your brain is trying to protect you using 2.5 million-year-old tools in a 21st century landscape. The machinery is not broken. It is just misfiring. And the moment you understand that, something shifts. You can watch the thoughts happen without being dragged by them. You can notice your brain running its social simulations and step back just enough to ask, is this loop actually useful right now? Or is it ancient software running in a context it was never designed for? Robin Dunbar's insight was this: your brain grew to its current size not to understand the universe, but to understand the people standing next to you. Everything else, language, art, science, civilization, came later, came second. Built on top of the social brain, as an extension of the original program. You are not distracted from life by thinking about other people. Thinking about other people is what your brain considers the most important part of life. Right now, someone is living rent-free in your head, and 2.5 million years of evolution put them there on purpose.